Paul, you chaired the On the Offensive session this morning. Can you just talk us through what you were trying to achieve, and did you achieve it?
I don't know if I achieved it. What I was trying to achieve was to open up a debate that I think it needs to be opened up and needs to be had. I think people are very scared at the moment about offending people. This is something I've had a bit of a bee in my bonnet about for a year or two. My background is I'm a writer, but my background is quite a lot of comedy writing for radio and television and other media, although it's not exclusively comedy. I'm worried that we're beginning to get very, very scared about offending people, and that's restricting where we're going with comedy and what we feel we can do, particularly with comedy. And I think we're making a mistake or we're confusing something that needs a distinction needs to be made, because people keep saying, oh, but surely we must respect other people's beliefs. And I don't actually agree with that. I don't see why I should respect beliefs that I think are stupid or oppressive or some kind of nonsense or some kind of pernicious fairy tale. I don't respect those beliefs at all. What I do respect is your right to believe whatever you want. And people have fought and died for hundreds of years for that right, for me to believe whatever I want and to say what I want, and for other people to believe what they want and say what they want. But don't ask me to believe the actual stuff to respect the stuff they believe in. I respect our right to believe what we want and to say what we want. I think that is under threat because of various cultural developments that have gone hand in hand with social and political developments, restrictions on our freedom and liberties. So the session was really to just tackle the cultural side of it, particularly the comedy side of it, and in order to do that we had a very I was going to say distinguished, but that sounds so promising. A very good panel, one of whom was Francesca Martinez, who has a lot to say about this, and is also very, very funny. So over to you, Francesca.
Pressure. I'd like to say I completely agree with everything Paul just said. You put it beautifully, very succinctly, and yeah, my take on the whole offensive issue is what's so bad about being offended sometimes. You know, depending on our life experiences, we're all going to find certain things offensive that are part of being alive. I often think it can be a sign that you're challenged by something, that you can perhaps become a bit more open-minded. Like Paul, I believe in free speech, but it's all or nothing really. You can't pick and choose. I like Paul also, I respect the right for people to believe whatever they want to believe, but I don't necessarily respect the beliefs. And I think I should live in a world where I can say that on stage freely, without this crazy notion of inciting hatred. I think what people like Paul and I are interested in doing in our work is opening debates and exploring topics that perhaps aren't really explored anywhere else in society. This sounds rather like a paradox, but I think comedy is a serious business, you know. I think you can explore a lot of really difficult, necessary subjects through comedy, because if you can make people laugh, I find they're more open to new ideas, they're more open to confronting difficult topics, and certainly in my career I found that comedy has been a great way to tackle these subjects. So to me the question isn't about whether some people find certain things offensive. Even for people like the BBC, who are a public broadcaster, I think their remit should be to try and create output that serves every aspect of the community, not output that won't offend anyone ever, because then you'll just end up with a bland corporate committee based output that is saying nothing about anything and nothing about nothing really. So I think it's quite a dangerous trend, and I think sessions like this are good because they're trying to address it and I guess find ways to combat it.
I think it's absolutely right. In the end, what is actually so bad about being offended? There are so many worse things that could happen to you than being a bit upset because somebody's made fun of you or something you believe in. I have beliefs. If you find them absurd and ridiculous, then make fun of them. Write a sketch. I'll be the script editor. I don't care. I'm a writer. I'm a professional. And the fact is that people have got to be able to laugh about these things. We've got to be able to get these things out there. I mean, ultimately, my considered response is, fuck you if you can't take a joke.
Yeah. And I also believe that sometimes taking offence at jokes and comedy and output is just a deflection from actually finding real terrible things offensive. You know, I find the fact that we made other countries that kill people highly offensive. That to me should be on the public agenda much more than bloody Jonathan Russell Brand. I mean, who cares, frankly? I actually find some things offensive myself. I actually found some of Bruno, the film, quite offensive. I also found something a bit stupid. But I don't want to ban it. You know, no. I'm not saying that people shouldn't watch it. No. That's me. That's my response. That's my choice. That's my decision to feel how I feel about it. I'm not going to go and start bashing someone else up about it.
The debate rages on.
Yes.
Paul, Francesca, thank you very much, and stand up for your comedy rights.
I think we've used up our 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you again next year for a longer session. Cheers.
Thanks.